Every cycle, a new contender rises, a chain that quietly builds, then rips through the noise with charts, capital, and credibility. In 2017, it was Ethereum. In 2021, it was Solana. And right now, it's SUI. Raoul Pal, one of the most respected macro voices and investors in finance, just spotlighted it as well. He sees the SUI ETH chart showing strength, he said, meaning SUI is beginning to outperform Ethereum. Against Solana, SUI bounces cleanly off support, a healthy signal traders watch for when momentum is building. The on-chain proof backs it up too. In September, SUI processed more than 3.05 billion index aggregator volume, leapfrogging Arbitrum and Base. When technicals and fundamentals fire together, it sets the stage for something explosive. And SUI is that dynamite combo, firing on all cylinders. So let's get into SUI today in greater detail. Let's get started. So if you're wondering why Wall Street and big tech are paying attention, here is the key. Most blockchains are like single lane roads. Every car waits in line, every transaction creeps forward one by one. However, SUI rebuilt the system into a network of superhighways, thousands of lanes wide, where transactions can all move at the same time without stoplights or toll booths or traffic jams. On SUI, every coin, NFT, or asset exists as its own object, so to speak. That design lets transactions run in parallel, thousands at the same time. As I was saying, no pileups, no waiting. Empowering it all is Miss DeSetti, the consensus engine behind it, pushing finality to sub-second speeds. Blink and it's done. This level of speed opens the door for financial institutions to settle billions with the certainty of instant confirmation, which is what finance and the future of finance needs. And this is where SUI stops being a science project and starts feeling real for everyday people. Transactions cost less than a penny, cheaper than the gum under your shoe. And with gas sponsorship, as it allows for, apps can even cover those fees. So the user, the person, never feels or sees the cost on their end. This is truly seamless and what the future of Web3 and decentralized apps needs in order for the world to adopt them. So this is beautiful. Then there is a feature I love so much. It's called zkLogin. It lets you essentially sign in to crypto the same way you sign into your Gmail, your YouTube, or Twitch. With one click and you're on chain. This simplicity is truly a game changer, and it is the bridge between Web 2, the world as we know it, and Web 3. And it's how the next 100 million users will enter and participate in this Web 3 crypto financial world. And numbers don't lie. Right now, the scoreboard is lighting up. In the first bucket, we see and we have liquidity. In September, SUI's DEX aggregator volume crossed $3.05 billion. And their average daily volume in Q2 hit $368 million, with their total value locked, surging to $1.76 billion, and their fees climbed to $4.3 million. And these numbers, what they tell us is they signal real trust from users because they're moving their money there and they're using SUI's tech and network and apps, or dApps as we call them. It signals trust from developers because they know they can trust the rails. They know transactions will go through immediately. So we see real capital flowing in. Next, in the second bucket, we have users. Some days saw more than 1 million new addresses, new people creating addresses. Active accounts expanded 10 times year over year. That's adoption showing up directly on chain for us to be able to observe and measure it. And in the third bucket, we have market confidence. Right now, the circulating market cap reached 9.44 billion in Q2, which is a 31% jump. Growth like this, investors are already positioning themselves for the next leg higher, meaning they believe the chart and SUI's price is going to pump and go higher. And here's the kicker. All of these metrics metrics landed before the latest catalyst even hit. But before we get into that, let us take a look at who is backing SUI, because every great chain is only as strong as the team behind it. And SUI's team is world class. Miston Labs was founded by 5 builders: Evan Cheng, Sam Blackshear, Adeni Abiodun, George Denezi, and Kostas Chalkias. They cut their teeth on Facebook's DM project. That's where the team came from, and secured critical systems at Apple. So this is a team with a proven record of shipping technology used by hundreds of millions of people. And when it came time to scale, the biggest names in venture investment, right? Venture funding lined up. In 2022, for instance, Miston Labs raised $300 million in a Series B led by A16Z, the firm that seeded Facebook, Coinbase, and Airbnb. So that is who is backing SUI. And Jump, one of the most active trading and venture groups in crypto, joined in too, as did Apollo, a $600 billion asset manager known for deals with Yahoo and Expedia. And lastly, Binance Labs came in as well, the venture arm of the world's largest exchange, Circle Ventures, the company behind USDC, and Coinbase Ventures, which backed OpenSea, Compound, and dozens more. So this is truly world-class brainpower with billions of dollars in firepower coming together to lay the foundation for SUI's rise into the big leagues. And if we take a look as to who is partnered with SUI, we see Google Cloud integrated SUI into BigQuery, letting developers analyze blockchain data with the same tools Fortune 500 companies use to track their own businesses. And building on that, we see Microsoft integrated SUI through Fabric with space and time, bringing blockchain data directly into enterprise analytics. They're joined by AWS, the backbone of internet hosting, along with Tencent and Alibaba, tech giants with hundreds of millions of users across Asia, now providing direct infrastructure support for SUI. And here's a breakthrough that puts SUI at the front of the next big wave. Google selected SUI as a launch partner for its agentic payments protocol, a framework that is designed for AI agents to handle transactions automatically on behalf of users, because we know that's where the future is moving. So this positions SUI at the crossroads of AI and DeFi, powering everything from micropayments to cross-border settlements. And this trust, coming from one of the top companies in the world, sets SUI up to ride the AI agent narrative as it explodes. And on the other side of this partnership conversation, in terms of financial partners, right now we see that Circle has launched USDC on SUI, and Coinbase made it available to millions of customers worldwide too. We know that USDC is the most trusted dollar in crypto, and the largest US exchange now are both choosing to build on SUI, all of which are trusted by the top players in the world. And the impact is already becoming real. These integrations are live today, proving that SUI's infrastructure is already at work across world-class companies in cloud computing, finance, and global crypto markets. So we see SUI's ecosystem is already proving itself as one of the most solid in crypto. The foundation is strong, the builders are here, and the numbers back it up. In DeFi, SUILend leads with 549 million locked, giving users a reliable place to borrow and earn yield. Building on that, Navi adds another 498 million as a one-stop hub for lending, staking, and trading. And together, they form the backbone of SUI's lending markets. On the trading side, CETAS and Bluefin operate as high-performance decentralized exchanges, keeping liquidity flowing. And all of it is tied together seamlessly by DeepBook, a built-in central limit order book already processing more than 10 billion in trades. And on the infrastructure side of things, bridges like Wormhole and Axelar connect SUI to the rest of crypto, creating pathways for assets and liquidity liquidity to move seamlessly. And building on this foundation is Walrus. Walrus is pioneering on-chain storage for large-scale apps, raising $140 million to deliver scalable, privacy-focused data to keep those markets reliable. Pith Network supplies real-time price feeds, while wallets like Phantom, Backpack, and Ledger make sure that millions of users can plug in instantly. And here is where it gets very interesting. Grayscale, the world's largest digital asset manager, has launched single asset trusts for both DeepBuck and Walrus. This gives accredited investors a direct way to gain exposure to these protocols, which is a clear sign of institutional capital flowing straight into SUI's ecosystem. And as it does, you can only imagine what it's going to do to the whole SUI ecosystem. It's all going to rise. So from trading to lending to infrastructure, SUI's financial superhighways are already open for business. And if you want me to bring you to the top SUI ecosystem plays and let you know which ones I love the most, please let me know in the comments and I would be so happy to cover them because I absolutely am completely enamored with SUI right now with everything that they're working on and executing on. Now let's shift gears and talk about their token economics, okay? And what market cap upside potential SUI represents and holds for those that invest in its ecosystem. SUI was built with a fixed supply of 10 billion tokens, setting clear monetary rules from day one. The next unlock actually comes on October 3rd with 49.5 million tokens coming to market, just 0.5% of the supply. No cliffs above 5% are on the horizon, and SUI has healthy token economics and a smooth runway that gives builders essentially the confidence they need to know that this token is not going to tank. Now let's look at the upside math. SUI right now sits at a $13.7 billion market cap. Solana, for instance, sits at a $133 billion market cap. And Ethereum towers at $549 billion. That's nearly 10x to Solana's scale and 40x to Ethereum's scale, which gives SUI the kind of headroom that could turn early conviction if one was to invest now and turn it into generational wealth. And with altcoin season literally knocking at our door, momentum could get very, very exciting for SUI. And catalysts are already lining up, and that gap is set to narrow. So now let's talk about these catalysts I was mentioning earlier. What are the recent catalysts driving momentum for SUI? Well, Tuttle Capital filed for a SUI ETF, a move that could put SUI into retirement accounts, brokerage apps, and the portfolio of everyday investors who may not even know what an object model is. That's exposure on a massive scale. And this is why I have said in my video yesterday that SUI is the underdog no one sees coming. Only some, those who are really plugged in, which is now you, since you're watching my video. And at the same time, the SUI group itself is stepping in with conviction. They wrapped up a $2 million buyback and immediately launched a new 50 million program. Signals like this show the people closest to the project are putting serious firepower behind their own ecosystem. Because it's as they say, when you believe in something, you need to put your money where your mouth is. And that is what SUI's leadership team is doing. And it's not just money flowing in, it's the culture they're building. Kevin O'Leary himself, okay, the Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, just called SUI the hardest ticker in crypto. And he's even hosting SUI Fest in Singapore on October 2nd. We were going to attend actually, but it was just not possible this time. We have family coming into town, but it would have been completely just incredible to be there. Kevin O'Leary with the SUI team are going to be hosting a global pitch competition built around it. And we know when billion-dollar investors are championing a brand on stage, you know it's breaking into the mainstream conversation. And looking even further ahead into the future, SUI is already preparing for the future of post-quantum security, building defenses against the kinds of threats that could reshape blockchains, which has been a personal fear of mine, honestly. So I'm very, very pleased and unbelievably put at ease to know that SUI is working on this. And then hopefully they lend this technology and security method to Bitcoin itself, because that is a potential, how could I say it, hazard to Bitcoin security system. But anyway, moving on. I'm glad someone's working on it. We also see analysts like Rect Capital flagging Solana SUI lead lag patterns as a bullish signal. So we see momentum is converging from regulation, finance, culture, and technology. The mix that sparks breakout runs. And when these forces align, as they are right now, the next chapter of crypto history begins. So here is where we stand. We're seeing breakout charts, exploding metrics, elite founders, big tech validation, institutional firepower, and lively, vibrant ecosystem, healthy token economics, and catalysts, all stacking weekly. And this is why I believe we're standing at the dawn of crypto's next breakout chain. So do not fade, do not sleep on SUI. By the time the headlines catch up, the move will already be underway. It'll be too late. Well, I don't know if it'll be too late, but it'll be too late to get maximum upside. So that's a wrap for today's video. If you found this video breakdown explanation valuable, or you think it was, I was a little too talkative and used my hands too much, as some of you have been saying, then let me know in the comment section below. Let me know which SUI tokens you want me to get into or you have questions about. Definitely like the video. It encourages me so much. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss my next video breakdowns, because I will be covering the tokens I love the most. Why? I always give you the pros and the cons. I try to be very, very honest and transparent with you on both sides of the coin, no pun intended. So that's a wrap for this week. I'll catch you guys here on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you rest, you laugh, you spend time with family. It's so important. And if you want to know the 3 catalysts that are sending crypto parabolic, you'll want to watch this next video. Love you guys so much. See you on Monday. Ciao.